problem is that you have taken a position of political stance. You understand? You've taken a political stance on a race within the community. And a 501c3 cannot do that. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. So we've taken a political stance and you've utilized your position within that that organization to support one candidate or another. It doesn't make any difference. I don't care. All right? Now, I understand that you might not understand this. Okay, I understand that this could have been a mistake on your part. Okay, and that you didn't understand that creates a problem. Okay, because you essentially have lost your 501c3 status. Cleet, do you understand this?
Well, I understand what you're saying. I'm not aware that they acted through their 501c3, but if they did, then I understand completely what you're saying.
Okay.
And I haven't acted in
Held a fundraiser and so on and so forth. This is not something that you can do as a 501c3.
Okay, we did this as individuals. Okay, just like for example, okay, this group
Your name and your signature is all over that. You were an individual because you signed it as the leader of the Southern thing. But you cannot collect 501c3 money, okay, because of this. All right. You understand? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
Okay. Okay.
this one. Okay, this is a okay. This is my statement to the Tarrant especially nothing to do with against entity.
Okay. This is your organization.
Right.
This is your name. Okay. And it is taken a position of a political stance. But now I'm trying to get this funded. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to fix this. Okay. I'm trying to fix this. All right. And how my suggestion would be to partner with him. Okay. If you can partner with a 501c3 that is not in a challenged situation, then you can proceed forward. Okay. If you don't partner with him, all right.
Well, with the foundation.
With the foundation, okay. With the foundation, all right. Then you can't be eligible for ATF funds.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm trying to get you. You can do whatever you want to do. Okay.
Actually, we have been in contact with them since the beginning with this project. Since the beginning.
What would have to happen in this situation is a very touchy thing because it's a financial thing. Okay. And is there? Do you understand where I'm going with this? Do you understand what's happening? It's a financial thing, and it would create a financial transfer of funds with an understanding from his organization that those funds are to be used for nothing but your project.
That's fine.
You understand? Okay. Now, you may or may not want to do that. $240,000 is a lot of money. Okay. All right. And that can be, as far as I'm concerned, okay, it can be transferred for the purposes of putting in for the ATF grant. And if you don't get the grant for some reason, it can be transferred back to you as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I don't care. All right. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm trying to get all of our ducks in a row and everything to where we can do this, okay, and it be legal for us to do. Okay? That's where I'm at. it's important that the entire community become one, okay? The fact that we all have our differences, okay? It has to be brought down into one unit, okay? And it pains me personally that there is any type of a divide at all in the Vietnamese community, okay? I would love to see the fact that you guys are one in the same effort, trying to accomplish the same goal, trying to accomplish the same monument for your same point in history, that you can both go to this monument and hold hands, put your arms around each other, and be one solid community within each other. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
That is making a lot of sense, Mr.
Okay.
Parker, and like Mr. said at the beginning, we thank you so much for convening this meeting so that we can come here and talk. Can I have my saying something right now?
Please
Okay.
do. I would love to hear it.
So first of all, this is Mr. Let me introduce who's here, Mr. Dr. Chuck Pham, the chairman of the community. He just elected February the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And this is Mr. Lung Nguyen, the Secretary General. There's Mr. Huy Nguyen, is the General Inspector of the community. And he's also Mr. Nguyen, and he's representing the Volby Academy. And my name is Tom Hahn. I'm the Vice Chairman, External
Which
of the
academy?
The Volby,
Vietnamese Military Academy.
Okay, all right, thank you.
First of all, before we get out of this room, I want to make clear, very clear, because there is always some rumor and things after the meeting, that we want to confirm from the Vietnamese American community our strong support for the building of the Vietnam War Memorial.
Thank you.
So let it not be out of this office with some of the twisted and things of that nature. We also want to make it clear 100% that the Vietnamese American community of Tarrant County has never objected to the Vietnam War Memorial. It has been spread rumors so many times in different radio stations. And we also want to confirm the fact that you just mentioned quite ago, Mr. Parker, that through many public conventions, all the Vietnamese veteran groups were not pleased with the unannounced sudden change of the format of the statute that you just mentioned a while ago. And the refusal of Dr. Dan Thien Hưng to dialogue with the leaders of various community organizations, and especially with the special... May I?
Chuck Charlie said right beginning, okay, all this is reserved, okay, but if you continue to go with this, I will out of it. Okay?
Okay, I'm not, okay, I don't want to drive a wedge. I don't want this meeting, okay, to drive a wedge.
Yes, sir.
Between the community. Okay, I truly don't want this to happen, okay? If your statements are offending Dr. Dang, okay, then I agree, that we can't go forward, okay?
All right, so let me skip that portion right there. Okay, let me...
I think that what we have here is, I have an understanding with Dr. Dang as to where we are, okay, and what we have to do, okay? And so if we can move forward with that, okay?
That my statement is going forward statement. And may I finish my statement? Because of course, whenever you mention things, nobody object anything.
Yes, Peter.
First of all, we would like to appreciate Mr. Charlie to invite us here for this meeting. And like in focus of this meeting is about the funding of the project.
Yes.
And I think we already discussed,
Okay.
and also the objective of this meeting is achieved. So I think it's now
The
time
objective of
for-
this meeting is achieved?
No, the object of the meeting is one, to try to comply with the ATF's rules of funding, okay?
That's what I'm just trying to ask, if they have your permission to bring up some of the points.
Well, let's let
Let me finish.
Peter.
Okay, so I think our objective for the meeting has achieved. So I think it's time for us, to dismiss the meeting.
I feel as though, Peter and Dr. Dang, I respect you tremendously for the work that you've done to get this monument as far along as it has come. I respect you tremendously, and I want to thank you for your work in that effort, okay? We made a mistake. That's all we did, was we made a mistake, all right? And in an effort to clear that up, okay, to try to move forward and get more funding for the particular project, okay, I have given you I've given you an option, and you don't have to take that option if you don't want to, okay? You don't have to. But that's an option. You would probably want to talk to the foundation and see, and I would talk to also the ATF and Carolyn Montesanto, because the clock is ticking, okay? You've been granted to submit the final application, and so the clock is ticking, and I would suggest that might be a resubmission, okay, to give you more time to get with the foundation and find out what you want to do. I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to leave it at that right now, okay, and let the Vietnamese community know that we are trying to work with you all and trying to get the funding that I personally hope that you get, because to be very honest with you, I would like to close this out, okay, and put it all behind us so that we can get it finished, okay? That's my personal goal, okay, is to try to
That
get it
is
finished.
very good, sir. But like, we are here coming from the Vietnamese American community, and I think that there are certain subjects that I need to bring up to you as the representative of the community about some of the issues that are very important to us before we can go ahead with the approval of the fund. Now, rest assured that we always support this funding and things in that nature. But if we go with the funding and everything without resolving this very critical issue, there will be more division in the community and will create a lot of problems. For example, may I?
Wait, just a second.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ho, I'm having a problem, a little bit of a problem. I understand that there's some differences between the two sides.
So there's no difference as far as the memorial concerned. There is a difference in the way it has been conducted.
Listen, Mr. Tom, okay. In the
Sir,
summer of 2012, okay, Dr. Trump told us that okay, Silicon Soul is a problem for us to add differences, and we have to resolve differences within our community. Okay,
yes,
and
sir.
we will honor that. Okay, so right now, if you continue talking about differences, okay,
No, we're not going to talk about different issues. We're talking about a very critical issue that is how we work together to build a memorial.
I'll tell you what, Mr.
Yes, sir.
I'll be more than happy, okay, to listen to your concerns and your issues, okay? I think that Dr. Dang and Mr. Dow are very much aware of your concerns, and I will be more than happy to listen to what you have to say.
He has his way or no way. That's the problem, with having with him.
Okay.
His way or no way. That's the problem that we have.
The memorial fund, we have no problem with
May I
that.
have the word before we start, because it look like we go out to check now. Today, we're talking about $240,000 for the city, for the support on the project.
We go for that.
Everybody here
We go for that.
agree for that, okay?
You still everything. Let him finish.
Yeah,
You go.
I mean, what kinds of
Well,
meetings?
otherwise, we go a long way because we go out to check.
May I?
Okay.
Okay, we would love to have the support, and I would do what we would partner with the Arlington person, okay, and we would love to have the city support. But if for the reason you cannot give us support, we go ahead and finish our. I mean, the money is good for us. Okay, it will help us, but it will not deter us from finishing the foundation.
I understand.
So
And the,
he has his way or no way. Then therefore, if he gonna let us to discuss, present our way, then we go his way, being no way.
Well,
Okay, that's the problem.
That's an object.
Sir, let me just say this.
May I introduce to you here he state proclaim community leaders. Here's what city proclamation for me, and here was the newspaper talking about me. So he's the same proclaimed community leader. Nobody elected him. So, you know, you let Tom Hanks talking or you want to fight?
I know you are a doctor, you have a knowledge too.
You fired
Nobody
you
elected you either.
you know, illegally, and I didn't
You
say.
are a traitor, you know that, you are a traitor.
Well, I have a truth.
Okay,
You listen to that.
Today we go too far. Today Charlie Parker come here to ask us about $240,000. Everybody agree or not? But we don't talk anything our formula.
You say I'm a traitor, okay,
Yes,
you prove
you
it,
do.
okay.
I'm
You
talking
know,
to the
so
traitor.
he's interrupting this, who's a traitor, okay?
Okay,
For the peace
Yes,
of
sir.
the
Do you have
community.
something to add to this? I would love to listen to what you have to say.
Go ahead.
I think that meeting for the funding for the memorial, that meeting not for argue about between Vietnamese community and the foundation of memorial.
It is,
The team of foundation memorial
didn't
don't
understand.
do nothing with the Vietnamese community. They get the funding money for the memorial foundation. We talking about that money for today. We don't argue about the Dr. team and the Vietnamese community.
I didn't understand what's going on.
I think it's, I want to go back to the point that it's important for the Vietnamese community to come together to be able to worship at this particular memorial. The funding of the memorial itself, it had a problem with it, okay? And I think that we have come to a possible solution. In the event that there is no funding for that memorial from the city, through the Arlington Tomorrow Foundation, then I think that, that the money can be redistributed back to the individuals who donated it to begin with. So that is a situation we find ourselves in. I, for one, find that the Vietnamese community being at odds with each other is not helpful. It's not helpful for the funding of the project, nor is it helpful for the completion of the project.
Mr. Parker, may I interject? There is no argument between the community and the foundation. This is, whatever it is, you just brought up the very important factor. That is, the foundation is involved in political activities. And now you try to circumvent that by giving the money through another foundation. The fact is still there. And with the people out there, the foundation that Dr. Dan established is still the one that building the monument. And that would be a problem in the community because the city is now trying to circumvent the rule by granting the money to another entity that somehow to have some connection with one entity that violated the 501c3 regulation.
That's a very good point, and that's a situation we find ourselves in.
So
okay?
how are we going to resolve that?
I've come up with a possible solution. The other solution would be that there would be no 501c3 classification set up for that, and therefore you don't qualify for a grant from the ATF.
Then how are we going to communicate? We are the representative of the community, and out of this meeting, we will go back and report to our people. Our people, I mean the Vietnamese American community. And what are we going to say? We just come here to accept whatever already decided. The community doesn't have an opportunity to voice the concern. Would that be the case, Mr. Parker?
I think you have an opportunity to voice your concern, and I think you have an opportunity to, you have an obligation to go back to your community and say that we have placed the money in an opportunity to get funding from the city, okay? We have given that amount of money to a neutral organization to try to get the remainder of the funding available. And to be very honest with you, the aggression that I've seen on both sides of the table here today, I don't think that's a bad idea.
See, that's how we have to
I said
resolve
we
it.
agree, okay, to partner with the Arlington Veteran Park Foundation to do finish project. Okay, I think that should be the end of this You can see that the angle between both sides is very strong.
It's not anger. You did, we try to be peaceful, and you initiated the anger. It's not the right way. And he accused me of being a traitor.
Okay, you understand that legally only the elected city officials, county, state, and federal represent the community in general.
Go over that again, please.
Okay, legally only the elected officials of city, county, state, and federal represent the people. Okay, this is just a non-profit group just like us. Okay, they claim they represent the Vietnamese community, but they are not.
This is a social club.
This is social club. Okay, also only even Andy Nguyen, his commissioner, only Andy Nguyen can claim he represents the Vietnamese community and only within his district only, not the whole Vietnamese community.
Why do we bring up the subject of Andy Nguyen here?
I'm not even gonna
Where's Nguyen? Andy Nguyen?
I'm not even gonna entertain the Andy Nguyen saga, okay? I'm not even gonna entertain that.
That's the problem is, he
Yes,
didn't
sir.
Can I have
understand.
a question?
Yes, sir.
What's the purpose for the meeting?
The purpose for the meeting is to try to get you funding that you've requested from the city. Because right now, you aren't eligible for it.
Okay, everything on the way to finish, right, for December. Why you bring everybody in to argue?
No, I
For the
don't,
funding.
no, I didn't bring them into.
Can the people stop?
Believe me, I didn't
Come
bring
up
them.
with some
I didn't bring them.
nasty bad word.
I'm sorry.
You know, everybody get mad.
That was tempers within this room, okay? That being the case, I brought you in here to try to get a consensus, to let both sides know where we had to go to get funding from the city, all right? I'm being as open and as honest and as transparent as I can be, okay? Do you understand transparency? All right? I'm not going behind anybody's back. I'm here in front of everybody, okay? Trying to get everybody to understand what we have to do to get money from the city. Does that make sense? And if you argue, it's not because of me, all right? All right, I'm just trying to make, I'm trying to make things as visible to